Hey, what's up there, guys? Welcome to another Train Sim World 3 video. This officially came out yesterday, the 6th of September. While it was in early access several days before, it is now officially out, which means there are a lot of core updates and routes. If you had in Train Sim World 2, you should be able to bring straight on into Train Sim World 3 now, which a lot of them saw massive updates, which we'll go over just a few here. But that should be ready to go. There are some issues involving console, Xbox, PlayStation. I don't know too much about that. I would advise you to go to the Dovetail Games website and pester them about it, as I use PC, so I don't know too much about consoles. But anyway, we're going to go over quite a few things here. I will link down below the entire changelog if you'd like to read through that. Get you a nice warm cup of tea and some cozy pants, because it's going to take you about 17 hours to read. I'm just going to go through a couple of main things I think are big to me and possibly the American enthusiasts of American roots and things of that nature. So let's check it out. Check it out. Okay, so first we're going to take a look at the DBBR-187 as a model and just an all-around general German/European locomotive. It's one of my more favorite. It's a neat-looking locomotive. This was released, I think it was by Skyhook Games, who was like a second-party developer for Dovetail. There's only like 2 or 3 of them. They created this, and it looked fantastic, but a lot of things were wrong with it, including PCB, LCB, some safety systems, the sounds. I think they straight ripped some sounds from the 146 or something like that. So anyway, this is part of the core update here. So apparently there's new traction motor sounds, PCB and LZB functionality, safety systems, audio update. So when it's telling me that I'm failing horribly, you'll be able to hear that. Rail driver functionality and high beams were increased as far as the light. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I've got everything set up here. It's a bit quiet in the cab, that's for sure. Alright, we've got the cab activated. Lights are set to auto. Parking brake is set to release. I'm going to pop it anyway just to make sure. And let's see, where's our PZ Bizzle stuff? I think it might be back here, actually. Yeah. Zifa, that's staying off. Not a chance. PCB, LZB? Is LZB for freight stuff? I don't know. We'll turn it on anyway. We'll give it a shot. What the hell? You only live once, right? So, let's close the door. Get back in the seat. We already set the headlights, but for those unawares, to do that, you simply just click this little thing down here with the 3 lines. Pop that. Signalation? Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead and hit enter on that, and it'll show you cab 2 or cab 1, and you're like, well, where the hell am I? What cab am I in? There's a big old stonking number right there. Tells you where you're at. So we're already set for cab 2. Of course, you would just click that. Click it again. Hit enter. Hit the home menu. And day is on. Let's check the horn first and foremost. I'm going to try to use the rail driver here since it has rail driver functionality. Is that new? I don't remember the horn sounding like that. It had that reused German locomotive horn that like every German locomotive had. It sounds pretty good. It's not like the cleanest audio sample, but it sounds okay, and it's got a high and low, which is nice. So let's make sure I've got everything on here. We're not gonna go too crazy with this. Just want to see if PCB and LCB is actually and genuinely working here. Does this thing have a brake key? I don't recall. Let's charge the brakes anyhow. Oh, do I have the key in? Yes, I do. It's already forwards. Alright. Let's see. PCB should be on. Okay, it looks like it's working so far so good. I'm getting a limitation of 45 km/h presently. It's weird trying to use the rail driver with this, if I'm honest.
Zugbeeinflussung.
There's our new audio.
Zugbeeinflussung. Zugbeeinflussung.
I don't... the traction motor sound is weird, man. I don't know how correct that is. I remember there was a mod for this thing that sounded damn good. And those days are long gone. But... Alright, so you can hear it kind of changed out of that high pitch. Let's give it a little more juice. I probably don't have the correct PCB mode set right now either. So I'm probably failing on that. So I'm actually giving it power. I want to just give it a slap on the hiney and just get to it here. But we'll get stopped very quickly if I do said thing. Let's see what it sounds like outside. Do a run by here. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's just give it a lot of power here. We're gonna get safety braked, but that's okay. I want to hear what it sounds like. It's doing a lot of the weird little herky-jerky things that Train Sim World's always done. So it sounds like the traction motors actually sound okay, but it's the inverters, I guess, that sound weird. All right, let's slow her down here. Dynamic, of course. Yeah, those weird little hiccups are not awesome. Hey, look, a Pringles dispenser. These things are everywhere now. Let's give her some air, too. I think you give it air, it just cuts out the dynamics right away. That's why you don't hear that. I think the brakes were changed. I think the brake sounds were changed as well. They sound a little different. And there's the release. I don't know. I think it sounds kind of weird. I will give them a GG on updating the sounds, though. Why it took this long, I don't know. Actually, I do. I'll tell you. They've had a lot of these updates we're about to go over here today ready forever. A year. Probably more. But this game, the updated stuff with Train Sim World 3 has been in the pipeline for a long time, and they wanted to wait and push it for that. So, yeah, that's why a lot of this stuff could have happened in Train Sim World 2, but it did not because dovetail things and stuff. But yep, so that's the 187. Different sounds. PCB seems to work as far as I can tell. LZB, no clue. We're not on an LZB line. I don't know why you'd use LZB with this thing anyway, because does this thing pull any passenger cars? And does it see any service on LZB lines? Alright, anyway, next. Alright, welcome yins to Pennsylvanians. We're on Horseshoe Curve, which also was a route for Train Sim World 2 and now works in Train Sim World 3, of course. And one of the big things for this one is they fixed the cameras. Look at this guy and his pink fingernails holding the camera correctly. Giga Chad. His name is also Chad, so it works here. It's Giga, and his name is Chad. So yeah, they did that, and they did some other things. Let's check those out. We've also got updated speed limits and speed signs, apparently, as you can see here. This, of course, is still on Horseshoe Curve. Now, in the patch notes for Horseshoe Curve, it also says level crossings were fixed. Now, what does that mean exactly? If I recall correctly, they already did this initially. They're just sit in like a static area like this. There's not many on the route. We'll go try and find another one. Not part of the update, they've added 0 passengers at the Altoona Amtrak station. They have not corrected the lettering on the museum. PENNYSYLVANIA. Alright. Here it is. The moment of truth. One of the crossings, or the only crossing, west of Altoona. The train is chugging up the hill. Will it activate? The suspense is killing me. Wait for it. Wait for it. You know, I thought they fixed these after the route came out. The one in the middle is most definitely not working. Down, what is it? Down south of Crescent. Bear with me, guys. Or skip ahead a couple seconds. It's up to you. I won't shame you. I had to cut loose the helpers from the back of this train I got running because the train simply would not move. I sat here for 20 minutes doing everything right. What's that? Look. Listen to that horrible horn. It's not dinging. I mean, they work. There's no bell. Horn's still bad. There's that. You hear it skipping? Alright, let's see if it just randomly goes up here in the middle of the train. Yeah, so that's Horseshoe Curve. I gotta say, it looks notably worse in Train Sim World 3. Like, it seems super washed out, and like the level of detail and things popping in is a lot heavier now. But I don't know that they really fixed anything. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like my game didn't update. I feel like somebody's going to be like, no, they do work, and the signs are different. Those aren't the same signs. But, I don't know. Alright, on to the next. Alright, so this is the menu. Hauptstrecke Hamburg-Lübeck got a massive update. Look at this. 220. So that's 220 playable services. You can now use the ICE3M, which came from Cologne. You can use the BR101 and the 363. So let's just take a look here. Look at all you can use now. So there's the I always say it wrong. ICE3M. Can I just say ICE? So there's that. Got a couple of services, so that's nice. Let's see. I'm not seeing the 363. I know I have it installed, though. So that's funky. Not sure why that's happening. But they apparently added more AI passengers and updated the PIS, the passenger display. So let's go in and check that out. Okay, here we are at Lübeck. And I'm not seeing any passengers, like, at all. I'm starting to wonder if I got the update. Let's open the doors and see what happens here. Or not. Let's put the key in. How about that? Then maybe I can unlock them. There we go. Yeah, this is not updated. This is just normal looking. Okay, let's go to Hamburg and see what's crapping in there. So now we're in Hamburg, and it's still relatively dead. So they supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, added rush hour passengers. So there should be like a lot of them, and they should all be wearing very brightly colored clothing. Okay, there we go. There we go. So nobody's waiting for a train. It's just people getting off a train. So it seems like it's kind of working. It just takes time to load in. Okay. Alright, yes. And the PIS boards were supposedly updated as well. Now, I'm assuming, because they all look like this to me, I'm going to be blatantly honest like I usually am. This looks very basic and normal to me. I'm assuming they updated them for the new timetable and layering from the other locomotives. But hello there. 101, sexy beast. Alright, so Hamburg-Lübeck update. Let's continue. The Oakville Subdivision, Canada's very own route within Train Sim World. It was a massive failure on a colossal scale. It took this map that looked fairly incredible. Of course, now they have added it. Down here, there used to be a spaghetti. A veritable spaghetti of rail lines back in here. And they edited them because people were pissed, and rightly so, because you could literally do nothing. This is like a switching in industry and service industry and local oriented route, and you could literally do nothing. And so it didn't go down in Dovetail and Train Sim World history as one of the better ones. So something they did add is passengers. So there's passengers at the stations now for what is it, GO or GO or however you say it. So there's passengers now. It'll be a little bit more lifelike if you're blasting through here in your little GP9RM or GP38-2 or whatnot. They were going to add the MP36 from Peninsula Corridor on here because GO Transit kind of use a very similar engine, but they didn't. Although I'm fairly certain they didn't, because they weren't going to change the paint or anything. You know, I'm assuming there was licensing issues and things like that. So people were like, nah, just leave it. I mean, sure, you could have painted it yourself, and there have been quite a few attempts. But it would look pretty stupid, if I'm honest, for a Caltrain MP36 and bi-level Bombardier car set blasting through Canada. So, yeah, they updated a lot of things. They updated some scenery bits and bobs. They apparently improved the fence textures. So I don't know if that means like this here, chain link here, that there, like what exactly they're talking about. They apparently improved the grass material. As you can see, the skybox that they added in Train Sim World 2 has been added. So no, you do not get the uber cool dynamic weather that you get in the original Train Sim 3 routes. In fact, I think you don't get any of that weather in the older routes. But it is dynamic to a degree, but you're not going to get the 3D aspect of it. It's just going to look like that, which honestly doesn't look that bad if I'm honest. So they apparently updated grass as well. This looks very dry for Canada, if I'm honest. I feel like it should be a tad more green, but this, you know, this isn't Grass Simulator. They updated track rendering, so you can actually see the tracks do render a little bit better. So just looking for here, I've got like a crazy zoom thing going. That's sort of a mod, so that makes it a little different. But they do render at a distance a little bit better. You can still see the shading from the rails and how it literally cuts from the player's camera like, what is that, 30 feet? I hate that with a passion. But they do that to save performance because, you know, people playing on the PlayStation 1 and things of that nature. So rendering has been corrected as well. Let's hop into the GB9RM, which we have here. Man, I gotta get real a minute. I love this thing. It's a fantastic model. It looks incredible. I mean, it's a GP9 in Train Sim World. GP9 is cool as hell. It doesn't have the high hood, which makes it a giant pain in the arse to see out of. But this thing can be used on so many other routes. Literally every railroad in America and Canada had a GP9 of some sort or another, or GP7, which is essentially the same thing. But the model, this thing looked incredible. It just sounded horrible with those old 567 sounds. But they have updated horn and bell occlusion apparently, so when you're inside and outside of the cab, it should sound a little different now. And rail driver support is a thing now as well, so I'm going to try and use rail driver here. Let's see, let's pop our key in. That is not in rail driver. Can we move it with the rail driver? What? I might need to calibrate it. It's being a little weird. Yeah, so it seems to be working with the rail driver. Their auto brake moving. Loco brake. Now let's go ahead and check out that sound occlusion with the horn and all that good stuff. Oh my god. Look at all the rewards I earned! Yeah, so they added sound occlusion. It reminds me of the scene from Ace Ventura when he's opening the sliding glass door while he's yelling. Yeah, they've added a few other things. Like I said, I will post the exact sheet link down below so you can check out every little bit and bob. But there were some pipes that you could walk through that they fixed. I don't really see that was even worth fixing, if I'm completely honest. But that's Oakville Subdivision. So you got new skybox, better looking grass, and people on the platforms. All right, moving right along. Alrighty, Welcome to Spirit of Hearing Damage, also known as Spirit of Steam. Went from Crewe to Liverpool within the game. Pretty neat. Look at this guy doing his best Miley Cyrus impression. Pretty neat add-on overall as far as the locomotives and the operation, things of that nature. But one of the big issues while in the cab is this person right here, the fireman or firewoman or fire person, would just disappear. So apparently they don't disappear now. So we're just going to run down the road a little bit here, give this guy something to do, and see if he stays present. They did a few other things with the route as well, various bug fixes and things of that nature. They fixed some issues with the timetable, some runs being able to be not complete, a couple of scenarios you couldn't complete for various stupid reasons, a couple of bug fixes just in general and things of that nature. So Spirit of Steam, the fireman is present. One thing I have noticed though is, so I tried to put the head coat on, right? The lights no longer work. Your lamps, there's nothing there. That's supposed to be on. That's supposed to be lit. Because see, you can kind of see red. Like they are literally just off. It's just, it looks like a mirror. So that sucks. I don't know if that was supposed to be part of the update, but it's not good. You know, other trains and track workers and, you know, stuff like that don't know what's going on. But yeah, you got your firemen. That's the biggest takeaway from this. On to the next. Alrighty, and last but certainly not least, welcome to Peninsula Corridor. From San Jose, Diridon to San Francisco, of course, using Caltrain equipment, passenger, and a little tiny bit of freight. Back in the day, this was like one of my most bestest, favoritist things ever as far as stuff in Train Sim World, because they actually went here. You know, they got schematics, details, sounds. You know, they talked to the people, they rode along, they did ride-alongs, they, you know, they were there. You know, they kind of got this right. Some really good stuff here. But there's quite a lot to go over with this one. This is a big one. And again, this is something that was, you know, if I'm completely honest, not you know, trying to step on any toes or, you know, elbow anybody in the back as far as the preservation crew at Dovetail Games, because, you know, they do hero work and they have a lot of work thrown on their shoulders. But this right here, this was done a long time ago. This could have come out before Train Sim World 3. But again, they wanted to wait till Train Sim World 3. They wanted to push that new game, get you to get that new game, and then get the update within that new game. So it's here now. It should have dropped a while ago, but it didn't. But anyway, here it is. So we're just going to check out a few things. Alright, so of course, starting with the MP15 DC that we are currently sat in, this little chunky boy. Cool little loco. Cool little loco. It was nice when it was added to, you know, just do extra stuff, you know, build trains, take trains apart, rescues, maintenance away, stuff like that. That's cool. I like seeing stuff like that. This added a ton of variety to Peninsula Corridor when it came out. But as far as now and it being updated, let's see, what does it have? I think it's got the bell and the horn occlusion edited, so it should sound different in and out, doors open, closed. Rail driver functionality, of course, I am using the rail driver right now. I'll give it a notch just to show, even though it doesn't really prove that I'm using rail driver, but I am. And one of the things they did to all, I'm trying to get it in idle here. Rail driver's super weird sometimes. One of the things they did to all Caltrain equipment within the game is updated. Oh my god, I was like, what is that coming up behind us? Hello. One of the things they did was update operator logo. So the Caltrain logo, they operated it up to 2020 standards. I don't exactly know what the hell that means. I thought it already looked like that. Like, I'm assuming it's not the logo. I'm assuming they're talking about possibly reporting marks or something like that. Because that logo looks exactly the same, as far as I can remember. You know, you got the little bits up top here as well. JPBX 504. It's on the back too. So I don't really know what the heck that means that they updated it, but they say they did it to just about every bit of rolling stock in the game. So this is a maintenance away run that I have set up here. One of the other things they did that's a core improvement is updated the track rendering, so you can actually see the tracks going pretty far into the distance, so that looks fairly nice. These are definitely some of the better looking tracks. Like, you know, let's think for a moment back to Cajon Pass, the brand new route, and how bad the rails look on that. Like, these look way better. They actually look like railroad tracks that are used. Yeah, they added the skybox as well, of course. So this is the newer skybox that came from Train Sim World 2, or just Stadium. So you got that. Of course, it does not have the new super duper fancy, you know, 3D dynamic weather. I don't think any of the preserved routes do, but please do correct me if I am incorrect. But so let's try the horn and bell out since we're here. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's noticeable, I guess. Yep. Okay. On to the next unit. Oh, it's been a long time, old friend. The MP36PH-3C, that's a lot of letters and numbers. Yes, it is. They have also updated this thing as well. Hop in the cab here. They edited the, so there was a lot of issue with the windshield and reflections and things of that nature. Oh God, we need to stop now. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just all excited. So we go. Go ahead, stop. Yeah, so they edited the windshield. The windshield had these weird reflections. In the update notes, they call them lozenges, like the thing you suck on when you got a sore throat. Maybe that's like a technical byword term or something within the industry. I don't know. I've never heard of it. But they got rid of the weird reflection thing. So, because this thing, it's like sitting in a greenhouse in here. It's just got so much area to see, minus all this damn equipment right here in your way. But, interesting locomotive. And then, of course, the F40 back there, we're going to hop in momentarily as well. So they got the window reflection thing fixed. It's got rail driver functionality, as that's what I have been using. Logo, again, it says logo updated to 2020 standards. It looks the same. I honestly wonder if I got the updates, because I was having issues downloading the game updates yesterday. I had to uninstall the game entirely and then reinstall it, and then stuff finally started showing up because I had early access. So, alright, let's go ahead and get rid of them air brakes here. Alright, so, horn occlusion. So they did kind of fix it. It still sounds a little weak sauce. if I'm honest. I mean, it's damn near unaudible inside the cab. So there's that. And I think they updated the sounds as a whole, because when Train Sim World 2 came out, it just bitch slapped. Pardon my enthusiasm. It absolutely bitch slapped Peninsula Corridor. And it sucked, because this was like one of the best routes in the game. I'll arm wrestle you over that statement, which is not an opinion, because it honestly was, especially for us Americans that wanted decent North American stuff, which seems very far and few between. But they also fixed working PIS boards, so I didn't look in San Fran back there as I should have. It looks like those are down. I'm not hearing any bells, but then again, you can't even hear the horn in this damn cab. They added more passengers as well. We're going to stop at this first joint up here right under the bridge and see what happens. So let's get on it. Get that window back open. I forget you can open it both ways. It's super weird. There we go. Can I open that one? Is it going to let me open that one? No. Okay. And we're just going to ride in this mammer jammer and listen to it for a hot minute. See the ditch lights flashing there. That's too legit to quit. Very nice. Yeah, I may need to calibrate my rail driver. See if tunnel occlusion's still weird. The lights are actually pretty bright in here. Is that new? I know that was an updated thing with Train Sim World 3. You can genuinely see in here. Now, I don't know if we've actually got to stop here, but I'm going to just go ahead and stop anyway. I want to look at the passengers and the passenger display boards. So I, of course, have the head-end power going, so you can hear that caterpillar. It is a caterpillar. I believe it is. It sounds like a generator. Passenger display boards are working. I thought these worked before. Maybe they just fixed them. You can see here. That's us, San Jose Diridan, on time. Right. Like that's going to happen. Go ahead, open the doors and see what happens here with the platform. They always had some nice coach sounds and little announcements and things like that. This was genuinely, and still probably is, one of the better North American routes in the whole realm of Train Sim World. The things were pretty damn good. You know, and by the things, the actual rolling stock, which is what it's all about. The scenery, that's fine and dandy, but, you know, it's Train Sim World. It's not World Sim with some trains occasionally. I'm not seeing too many peeps here, but then again, this probably isn't one of my designated stops, so we'll go ahead and go back to San Francisco, but we'll hop in the F40. Here she is, Miss America. The F40 PH. This is one bad damie right here. I don't know anybody that doesn't like F40s. And if they do, we can't be friends. I'm sorry. These things are incredible. So these were apparently updated as well. So one of the big things with this one is the engine sounds were edited because, again, like when Train Sim World 2 came out, and because this was originally from Train Sim World 2020 when they were doing a year name, and then they started to number names. I don't know. It's Dovetail. Don't ask. I wish I knew. But so Train Sim World 2 just like took a hammer to it like in a cartoon and just bonk and just killed the root, killed all the rolling stock. But it's supposedly fixed now. So we've got rail driver support again. So let's go ahead and check that. Go ahead and put my key in now. The throttle's being weird. There we go. Let's try that again. There we go. I might need to calibrate my rail driver. It's being super... It's being an asshole right now. Yeah, it seems to work. You can tell by my nervous laughter, it seems to work. I may need to do a an actual configuration, if you will. But they edited the horn and bell as well for interior and exterior occlusion, and again logo like loco with a G to 2020 standards. It looks the same. One thing I did notice though is I'm getting some weird shadows from these. Look at the loco here. Look at the cars behind it. Shadows are there. I don't remember that being a thing before, but it's a thing now. So, congratulations. Alright. It's been a hot minute. Let's see if I can remember how to fire this thing. I don't want to turn the head and power on because I want to hear this thing get down to business. And with the head and power going, it's just this droning sound. So let's see if I can remember how to do all this. It's been so long, my dear. I do miss this thing. If it's all gravy, I'm going to be using the heck out of this thing. Believe that. Alright, let's set it in to passenger. Set it to lead. PCS open. That is unfortunate. I did not want to do that. There's our number birds. This is weird. I don't know why these light up like this. The other switches don't do that. I think that's from the old game. That's how the UI looked. So it's kind of weird. I got the PCS open. It might screw me over. Yeah, it's being a butthole. Dude, I cannot remember how to operate this thing. It's been a hot minute. Alright, I'm going to put it back in reverse. You generally got to leave it in a certain brake setting for a certain amount of time, and a lot of locomotives are different. And I don't recall this one, but I do recall having this issue on occasion. There she goes. Alright, so put it in suppression. And then you'll see the brake pipe drop and then the actual cylinder. So we should be gravy now. So let's get the hell up out of her. It looks like my independent brake is like locked for some reason. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's try that horn out. Yeah, it's occlused. It's occlusive. Alright. Let's listen to this son of a biscuit. I don't know, man. It still sounds fairly mute. We're about to break some laws here. I'm going to lose my job on the railroad today. It's for science, though. Let's at least wait till we get around the curve, and then I'll act like a dingus. Whoa, did you see all that pop in just then? Like the cars and the traffic? That's something else they did as well with some of the routes, as they made the cars more normal, so they were actually, you know, on the road and not 7 feet above it. Alright, there's notch 8. Man, I don't know. It still sounds extremely flat. Let's see if these crossings are working there. They are, but they probably just stay down. It still sounds extremely flat. I remember back in the day when this came out, this was loud. And it sounded pretty damn incredible. Now, to be fair, it does sound better than it did in Train Sim World 2 when they just left it untouched for God knows how long. Lighting in the tunnel looks pretty good here too. I don't know if that's like an overall core thing as well. But yeah, I guess that's about all you're going to get from me in this video. You know, of course they improved the weather and lighting quality and things of that nature, and the overall textures and things of that nature. And there's a whole lot more. These were just some of the things I was personally interested in that I thought were some of the big things. Like I said, I will link the manifesto down below where you can read every little detail that went into this huge Chungus update. But I think that's going to be it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care out there.